want us to look at 4 things that you need to consider when making a career transition. A career transition is a very important part of your career journey. What if I tell you this? That most people who are doing their career transition don't fail because they're unqualified, but because they're transitioning blind. No clarity, no proper strategy. They just maybe hope that things are going to work out well. And you know what? That is where things go wrong. Because the same mistake gets repeated maybe twice, sometimes even 3 times, job after job, same frustrations, different companies, pretty wild. Before you move again, these are the 4 things that you must get right. And I'm using the word you must. Or your next move might feel exactly like the last one. So let's break this down.
Hi, is this Anne-Marie? I've been meaning to catch up with you.
My name is Anne-Marie. I'm a career coach at High Advice Careers, and I've helped so many professionals to successfully navigate their career transition with a lot of ease, by helping them getting clarity in what's the next move, and by helping them to land in roles that aligns completely with them. Let's get into these. So the first thing that you need to consider is something that I call alignment. We say it is the foundation that a lot of people really skip when they're making their transition. And here's the uncomfortable truth about these points. Most people don't switch careers because they are ready. Not at all. They switch because they are tired. And tired decision creates expensive mistakes. But here's the shift. Before you move, don't ask, where can I go? Like the way we do. Can you ask, who am I professionally becoming? Pause and think about that. This is because alignment is not about escaping your job, not at all. It is about moving towards something that really fits you. Ask yourself, what works gives me energy when I do it? What works drains me completely? What am I naturally good at, And then this is what will happen after you ask all that. Your next move will stop being random. It will now start becoming intentional. Pretty powerful, right? The second thing that you need to consider is where you're actually going. Where am I transitioning to, Now, here is where a lot of people really get stuck. They say, I just want a better job. That is what a lot of us say, But what does better even mean? Does it mean a better salary? Does it mean a better boss? Does it mean a better stress level? You need clarity because not all better jobs are better for you. Can you look deeper? Look at the environment that you're going to. Look at the growth process. Look at the culture for that place that you're transitioning to. Look at the learning speed and also look at the long-term direction, right? And here's the craziest part, and I want you to imagine. 2 jobs can look identical on paper, completely identical. But one builds your future and another one just pays your bills. So choose carefully. The third thing that you need to consider is how you package yourself. This is your signal that you throw outside there, right? So let me be very honest. You might be good, and not just good, but very good. But if your packaging is weak, no one knows. No one knows your goodness, right? And that's the harsh reality that we need to come in terms with, right? Your CV is not your history. Your LinkedIn is not your biography. They are signals. They say, this is whom I am becoming. They throw that signal. So ask yourself, does my resume or my CV reflect where I am going? Does my LinkedIn show my direction, Does my cover letter tell a story or a list of duties? Because recruiters don't hire confusion. They hire clarity. So the fourth thing and the last thing that you need to consider is how you actually make the move, the strategy that you use to make the move. Now listen to this very closely. Most people use one method. Do you know what the method is? They apply online and wait and hope, And then when there's no response, they get frustrated and they despair at that point. But career transition doesn't work like that anymore, especially in the era where we are. You need multiple channels. You can use so many channels that are there. For example, you use online application, you use what we call the blind application, you use agencies that we don't really leverage on them, right? You use networking, you use referral, you use all those particular methods, right? And here's the truth that nobody tells you, but I'm going to tell you today on this video. The best opportunities, they're not posted. They are shared quietly, in conversations where you're not in them. So you have to get into that room even if you're not there before your next career move. Remember these 4 things. The first one is what you have just said, alignment. The second thing is what you have just said, direction. The third thing is packaging. The last thing is what you call the strategy on how to. And this is because career transition is not a luck. It is designed. And once you see it in that particular way, you never move the same again. Everything will change. So let me ask you this. Are you actually transitioning your career? Or you're just changing your environment and hoping that, life is going to improve or become better? So I want you to drop your answer in the comment section and we're going to get back into that. If this video has hit home much or even a little, I want you to like, I want you to share, and I want you to subscribe to my YouTube channel for more of this particular content, because your next move shouldn't feel like I'm doing guesswork. It should always feel like I have a strategy and I'm going through my strategy. Let me see you in my next video.